What are closing costs in Arizona? If you're buying a home, you'll want to know. Hello, I'm Lindsay, a proud Anthem resident and your local realtor with the Wise Move AZ team at Realty ONE Group. If you want to stay up to date on all things Anthem and real estate, then you need to hit that subscribe button. Pro tip, you're also going to want to hit the little bell icon so that you're the first to know when our new videos are posted every single Thursday. Buying a house is one of, if not the biggest purchase in your life. So it's really important that you understand the associated costs. I'm sure that no one is surprised to hear me say that there are additional costs associated with buying a house, right? But what are they? And how much are they going to cost? As your Anthem, Arizona realtor, I have worked with lots of buyers in various situations, and I pride myself on helping my clients understand all the associated costs with buying a home. No one wants to be sitting at the closing table, signing final documents, and learning about unexpected expenses. I mean, I like surprises, but not those kind of surprises. The closing costs in Arizona are usually very reasonable. They'll depend on the price of the home, the location of the home, whether you're getting a loan or paying cash, and so on. Let's jump in and take a look at how much you need to be setting aside and what it's for. Before we start, I want to preface this by saying this video will not touch on the ongoing cost of owning a home. It will only be looking at the cost to get closed. If you would like me to do a separate video on the cost of moving or on the ongoing cost of home ownership, let me know in the comments. I would be happy to do that. Here are the closing costs in Arizona that you need to be aware of. Number 1, inspections. It's likely that the first expenses that you'll have in the home buying process are the inspections. These will vary depending on the condition of the home and what inspections you want to have done. If you're not sure what inspections you should be considering, then you'll want to watch our video, What Inspections to Get When Buying a Home. I'll link to that in the cards for this video. I promise you, this is money well spent. Number 2, lender fees. Assuming you're getting a loan, your lender will have fees and costs associated with getting your financing in place. This includes things like credit reports, wire transfer fees, commissions, and so on. Additionally, if you're planning to buy points up front to reduce your interest rate in the long run, know that this can drastically increase your closing costs. I recommend that you sit down with your lender early in the process to understand what their fees are depending on the type of financing you need. If you're paying cash, you can ignore this altogether. Number 3, title or attorney fees. In Arizona, very few home purchases require an attorney, and most people use a title company to handle the transaction. Either way, they'll have fees and costs associated with making sure that the title for your new home is put into your name. Number 4, escrow fees. Your escrow officer will ensure that the money you paid to purchase your new home is dispersed to the appropriate parties, including giving the remaining balance to the seller. Examples of the things that the escrow officer adjusts and handles payment of are HOA fees, community fees, taxes, insurance, and the seller's mortgage, and more. As the buyer, you'll also be responsible for your share of the escrow fees. Number 5, interest. Your lender will typically require that you pay the interest on your mortgage for the period between the closing date and the first day of the next month in advance. Number 6, utilities. Some utility companies will require an upfront deposit before they'll activate your services. Number 7, bank fees. This one is usually insignificant, but you'll want to keep in mind that when you're paying your earnest money deposit and providing your cash to close, you may need a cashier's check or a wire. Often there's a nominal charge from your bank for this service. So there you have it. Overall, we would recommend that you set aside 1 to 5% of the home's purchase price for closing costs. Why such a big range? Well, because it depends on so many factors that are unique to your transaction. If you're paying cash, you should be okay closer to that 1% mark. But if you're getting a loan and you're buying points up front, you may want to budget closer to that 5% mark. On my own home, our purchase price was under $250,000. We put 20% down and it was a conventional loan. We had a small concession from the seller to help offset some of the costs, and overall we were just under 2% of the purchase price in closing costs. We had budgeted more than 2% for closing costs, so we were pleasantly surprised when it came in under, and I would recommend that you do the same. We were able to put the additional money towards things that were noted in the inspection reports. Work with your lender or your realtor to get a good handle on the closing costs for the location and the price point you're considering. If you'd like our help with this, drop us a comment below or shoot us an email at team@wisemoveaz.com. We'd be happy to run the numbers with you. Lastly, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and sharing this video with your friends. See you next Thursday.